And welcome to some Port Jefferson playoff baseball here at Port Jefferson. Time right now, 4:03 start for this game. Now, for the Port Jefferson Royals coming into this season, into this game, well, into the season, let's just start off. Last season wasn't really the best for them. Didn't really have much of a postseason push, but now, after dropping a division, they come into this year ready, poised, and ready to really come back and get after it. And that's exactly what they've done so far. And none other than Luke Filippi has just been the leader, the number one, the star of this roster. And before this game starts, just a little heads up. We had an iPad set up. The iPad wasn't really connecting well. So I'm sorry, you're going to have to deal with a little bit of a gray little film over the visuals just for now. And probably throughout the game as we try and really get things going. But Luke Filippi is going to pitch, and this year, 0 ERA. The entire year has just been absolutely dominant. But for your Southold Settlers, who are going to be on the opposite side, it's a little bit of a different look. So let's go through their lineup and start with the leadoff batter right here, Jack Sepanoski. He's going to be playing second base for the Southold Settlers. And first pitch underway, and be a low to start things off for Luke Filippi. Definitely going to need a strong performance on the mound from Luke if the Royals are looking for some success. And after a first pitch ball, the next pitch coming in, swinging for a strike. For strike number one. Next one, that one a little bit high, but gets the swing. Sepanoski offers at a pitch a little bit above the strike zone, but Luke Filippi will take that gift. Got trucks moving behind us, making these beeping noises. That one just a little bit too high, not going to offer, as Natty Mullen, who's going to be behind the plate today, is going to be catching for Luke Filippi today. Once again, Jack Sepanoski up at the plate. The 2-2 pitch comes in. That one fouled off the inside fastball into the forest behind me, as it's going to get collected. Once again, as I said before, if Royals want to be able to win this game, he's going to be there. Luke's going to have to be the one to really set the tone early, as he tried to go off speed on the 2-2, misses high, full count here. That pitch, that one high as well, and Jack Sepanoski's going to start things off for the Settlers with a walk to get on first base. Now, going to come up right after him is going to be Brendan Duffy, center fielder for today, number 27. Always a tense situation when it is playoff baseball. Everything is slowed down. Everyone is really getting a different feel of baseball. This is just such a different brand of baseball. As I mentioned before, 16-2 the regular season for the Royals, but now in the playoffs, everyone comes in 0-0 as Luke once again throw a ball to start off the count 1-0. That pitch going with the off speed this time gets the called strike for strike number one. It's going to get me over off speed pitch. It's again runner on first base here, taking his lead is Sepanoski. Luke Filippi going again for the off speed. That time doesn't finish the pitch all the way. Leaves it high for 2-1. And Luke Filippi, if he's going to have any trouble today against these Settlers, it's going to be by walking players. He just keeps the control there. Really, the Settlers shouldn't have much of a chance against the Albany commit. Now a 2-2 count after that last swing and miss strike. And that one off speed. Can they roll the double play here? They grab one at least. There was a little bit of a fumble by Erickson at the shortstop. And they were able to get the first out of the game. And as they do that, I'm just going to read off the defensive alignment for the Port Jeff Royals. You already met Erickson at shortstop. You already met Luke Filippi on the mound and Natty Mullen behind the plate. But let's go for the rest of the players. It's the first pitch this time to Tom Cardy. It's upstairs for another ball. So 3 batters faced and 3 different ball 1 counts. And he went for the timeout, didn't get the timeout call, and the pitch came in, and the strike was called. The fastball right down the middle. Tom was not expecting that one as he called timeout. But if the ump doesn't give you time, you're not going to get the time. As now, Luke seems to be settling down just a little bit after that first ball once again. 2 strikes have followed. Now 1-2 count, 1 out here. The runner on first base being Brendan Duffy. That one, another ground ball, this time once again to shortstop. They're going to have to make a tough play, unable to get it done, as that little dribbler with a wet field here, harder to field, wasn't fielded cleanly. And now, after that infield single, that brings up Luke Newman, number 2. With runners on first and second, 1 out, just a ground ball away from trying to turn the double play. So far, all the damage really hasn't been too bad for the Royals. There was a walk to start the game, then a couple of dribbling ground balls, which could have been turned for double plays, but weren't. First pitch that time to Newman, coming in with that high heat swing and miss for strike number 1. Next pitch, that time, another heater, that time fouled off. Going to be fouled off into the forest behind us. Once again, runners on first and second, 1 out here. 0-2 count now, no balls against Newman. That one high heat once again for strike number 3 for Luke's first strikeout of the game. One of what we would presume many for Luke Filippi. Once again, Luke, an incredible player. Again, just gonna apologize for the little gray film we have in front here. As first pitch to new batter Gavin Fredericks, going to be in there for strike number 1. As another heater just blew the doors wide open. The next one tried to dot the fastball in the outside corner and does effectively for strike number 2. So after starting off with a little bit high pitch count of the first 2, maybe 3 batters, he's able to really battle back here. Getting a strikeout on the previous batter, and now with an 0-2 count, goes with the off-speed pitch. That time grounded over to Luke Filippi, who's going to make the play over at first to get out of the inning. Southold leaves 2 runners on, 1 hit and a walk, but no runs come across for the Royals. It's now their time to get out up on to the batter's box themselves to give them a chance. I wasn't able to finish the defensive alignment for the Royals, so might as well, as we have time, as the new pitcher comes in to warm up for the Settlers. Let's do exactly that, and I'll do the same for the Settlers as well. So for the Port Jeff Royals, as I mentioned, Luke Filippi, the pitcher. And we got Rory Rago at first base, Abigail Rolfe at left field, Kyle Erickson at the shortstop, Natty Mullen center, catcher, excuse me. I see the C, I'm thinking I'm doing basketball games. Natty Mullen at the catcher position, Danny Owen center field for today. Then over there at third base, we have Frank Andriani, and then we have a little DH situation over here, DH and right field. So the DH is going to be Evan Raymond, number 4, and then Kieran Laffey will be the right fielder, and then Joey Ronica is the second baseman. Once again, Luke Filippi, the pitcher. But now when we look over towards the direction of Southold and their defensive alignment right now, Luke Newman is going to be their starting pitcher for today. Looking to get his turn on the mound, try to be as effective as Luke was, maybe even better than Luke was in the first inning. And Southold's lineup and their defensive alignment is as follows. So we have Jack Sepinoski playing second base, Brendan Duffy at center field, Tom Cardy at left field, Luke Newman batting cleanup, and on the mound today, Gavin Fredericks, third baseman. Then we go to Dylan Newman, who's playing first base, Earl Harley playing right field, Denny Carcelos playing our catcher for today, and Connor Walensky is the shortstop, and that is also the lineup for the Southold Settlers for today. The lineup for Port Jeff is going to be as followed: Filippi, Roy Rago, Abigail Rolfe, Kyle Erickson, Natty Mullen, Danny Owen, Frank Andriani, Evan Raymond, and then Joey Aronica rounding it out. And the first batter, as I mentioned, is going to be Luke Filippi. Now, everyone knows that Luke Filippi is the top batter, top player of the team, the face of the franchise, if you will. It's a big spot to be in to start off the game when you look at Luke Newman pitching from a righty. So we have a righty-righty matchup to start it off. First pitch coming in. That one popped up over towards the right field. Right fielder seems to be under it and able to get the first out. So first pitch, first out. The Settlers would take that any day, especially when it's against Luke Filippi. And that's really one of the greatest things, because Luke has been absolutely amazing so far this season. So if you're able to get him out and get him out early, you're able to start things off in the right direction. And next we have Rory Rago, once again playing the first base. First pitch to him, a little bit of a two-seam action that came out and then came back in for the first strike of the at-bat. So Rory falls 0-1, and so far all we've seen is just two pitches from Newman. They've both been fastballs, and once again, third pitch coming in to make it 0-2 now to number 2, the second batter, playing first base. It would have been more comedic if he played second, just to be a bunch of twos, but no. 0-2 pitch comes in. That one from the outside corner hits the corner. Strikeout number 1 for Luke Newman. And now Luke is on the board. We have a Luke versus Luke matchup on the mound today. And that right there marks the first strikeout for Luke Newman. And now the number 3 batter, Abby Rolfe, who's also had a really impressive season this year, batting in the mid-400s, I believe the graphic said. I should have said this before, but Luke Filippi was coming into today, rounding out his regular season, the .750 batting average, according to the graphic that was on the Instagram. And that one's grounded towards the middle, gets through towards the center field, and Abby Rolfe starts her day with a ground ball single up the middle. And that's just a really good start, but maybe it was a little bit too late in the inning. But 2 outs in the first. The Royals get their first batter of the game, their first base runner of the game. And now, in the cleanup spot, Kyle Erickson wearing number 6 today. First pitch low, no offer from Kyle, so 1-0 count to start things off. So far, we've seen Luke very, very good with throwing strikes so far in the game. Not many ball problems, as that one's grounded over to the shortstop. They're going to take the easy out at second base. A little bit of emotion in the first inning already. Love to see that from the kids. But the Royals leave nobody on. No runs in and 1 hit in the inning as we go to the second inning of this ball game, notched up at 0-0. And as we enter the second inning, just want to welcome everyone back into some Royals playoff county baseball here at Port Jefferson today against the Southold Settlers. And now the second inning of action, Luke Filippi about ready to go. Natty Mullen behind the plate, delivering some preliminary infield signs to his infield. On the side for the Settlers, they bring up here for the first. Up first, it's going to be Dylan Newman, then Earl Harley, and then, or Harley Earl, I should say, and then Danny Cartsellos coming up in the top of the second inning. And already, once again, Luke Filippi having some struggles really bringing the ball down into the strike zone. First inning, we saw a couple balls early, all high. In the second, we're seeing the exact same thing. Now up 3-0 is Newman in the count, already looking steady for a walk. That one, 3-0 pitch inside, but does get the call from the umpire to make it 3-1. Looking to battle all the way back, and unable to do so is Luke Filippi as another walk comes through for Luke Filippi. Next, it's going to be Harley Earl up at the plate, number 19 for the Settlers, and also the right fielder. First pitch to Earl outside to make the count an early 1-0. This is going to be the game balances on the starting pitcher, Luke Filippi here. Second pitch, again with the high fastball, but this time Earl offers to get the strike call. If he's unable to get anything really going when in terms of strikeouts, or not even strikeouts, but just strikes in general, as finally he finds the strike zone with that fastball to make it now a 1-2. But if he's unable to find the strike zone, then you're going to have a lot of struggles in this one, as that 1-2 pitch gets fouled off towards the first base side. And we'll do it over again here in the top of the second inning. Another foul ball, another fastball, another first base side fastball. As I mentioned, no outs. Top of the second inning here, Port Jefferson, with runner on first base being Dylan Newman after he was able to walk to get himself on first. Next pitch, off speed, does not offer. Able to check his swing. Oh, unable to check his swing. He does swing over it, according to the umpire, to give the Royals the first out of the inning. Now a ground ball does take him out of it if he's able to get a double play. First pitch to the new batter, Danny Cartsellos, the catcher, in there for a strike. Second pitch off speed that time, able to get it in there for a strike. Danny not expecting that pitch to come in, as it kind of hung in there, but he wasn't expecting the pitch, so falls in for a strike. Goes for another off-speed pitch. Strike three. 3 pitches, 3 strikes for Luke Filippi for his third strikeout of the game. Now with 2 outs and runner on first base comes number 6, a lefty for the Settlers, Connor Walensky, up at the plate. First pitch, going with that off-speed again, getting a lot of strike calls with it, so why not? First pitch in there for strike number 1. Let's see if he goes back to the off-speed. Nope, goes to the fastball, misses for a 1-1. So a lot of success here early on with the curveball, finding the strike zone. Not so much with the fastball yet, as that one blown by him. Walensky does not seem prepared for that velo of Luke Filippi, but offered nonetheless, and that time inside. Side of the Port Jeff, they thought they got the strike 3, but nope. as we go now to a 2-2 count. That one, off speed, I believe, popped, foul towards and out of play towards the third base side. 2-2 count, 2 outs, 1 runner on first base. Luke Filippi has done really well of battling back after giving up a first inning little jam that he was in. And Walensky's the 9 batter. This is a batter that Luke Filippi should be able to get through, but now has his hands tied in the 3-2 count, has to throw a strike here. Let's see what he chooses. Goes with strike number 3. Walensky thought he got the walk. Has a little bit of a contest with the umpire, but strike 3 is called for Luke's 4th strikeout of the game early on. All 3 of his outs in that inning were due to the strikeout. So as we go to the bottom of the second inning here, and Port Jeff as the sun starts to peek out finally. Game still notched at 0-0. You're listening to and watching Port Jeff Royals Baseball, brought to you by the Royal Sports Network. Welcome back inside of the bottom of the second here in Port Jeff, where the sun is definitely coming out and is here to play along with some Port Jeff Royals playoff baseball. We are still notched at 0-0 here in Port Jeff. First inning was pretty uneventful for the Royals. We're able to get a runner on after an Abby Rolfe. After an Abby Rolfe single through the middle of the infield, but other than that, not so much. As now Mullen grounds the ball over to the shortstop. Going to be a hard play, gets through, ball goes towards the fence there. And dead ball as it goes past the fence into dead play. And after an uneventful first inning, the Port Jeff Royals have some early spark here. After that error, and then reached second base on the dead ball throw, but that was most definitely an error. Up next, we have Danny Owen, center fielder for the Port Jefferson Royals. Runner already in scoring position, and the Royals are primed for a big spot here, ready to trying to get a lead early in this game to give their pitcher an early lead. And at the same time, the Yankees currently playing the Baltimore Orioles, tied 6-6 in the bottom of the 9th. That's a very interesting game, a game that the Yankees should in theory win, but you never know nowadays. The Yankees have been absolutely on fire as the bunt goes down. That's a really well-placed bunt. Nice small ball play. Play towards first base. Unable to be safe as Danny over at first base, but he does an amazing job in getting Natty over there towards third base with a sac bunt. So now 1 out in the bottom of the second. And with Frankie Andriani now up at the plate, an opportunity for a lead in this game. First pitch in there for a strike for number 3, Frank Andriani. Frankie. After that first pitch strike, next pitch outside for ball number 1. One out in this inning after the sac bunt. Natty Mullen at third base. Now another dangerous is a pass ball or a wild pitch. Another bunt tries to get laid down. A sacrifice squeeze over and a run scores for the Royals early on in this game. Well played small ball. Perfectly played. Frankie Andriani does get out, but that sac bunt will bring in the first run of the game for the Royals. And that's just beautifully played playoff baseball, small ball baseball by the Port Jefferson Royals to get the scoring going here in this playoff game. Now up to the plate is Evan Raymond. First pitch to him comes in as a ball. That pitch grounded over to the third base side. Going to be a little bit of a challenging play. Play gets thrown to first base for the third out of the inning. But the Royals start the damage. They start the scoring for the day. After 2 innings, the Port Jeff Royals were able to knock in the first run of the game to put them up 1-0 as we head to the top of the 3rd inning. The Settlers try to get their run back. You're listening to Port Jeff Royals baseball right here on the Royal Sports Network. Welcome you guys back in to Port Jefferson's playoff baseball once again. Royals were able to get the lead up 1-0 now as we enter the top of the 3rd inning. And to try and get their run back, as the Southold Settlers going to bring up the top of the order here. And this one's going to be their 1-2-3 batters. Lead off Jack Sepanowski once again. First time he was up at the plate, he was able to walk against Luke Filippi, one of Luke's couple walks in this game. That ball, second pitch, popped up. Luke Filippi's going to get it right under it and pops out for the first out of the inning. So after walking Sepanowski in the first inning, able to get back and get the pop out in the top of the 3rd. That's going to bring up Brendan Duffy. 0 for 1 on the day after he flew out the first time up. First pitch to him, fouled off towards the Settlers dugout, the first base side. Next pitch, that one now fouled off towards the third base side. 0-2 count now to Brendan Duffy as the day gets more beautiful as we go on. That pitch fires in there, fastball, strike number 3, 5th strikeout of the day for Luke Filippi. 2 outs now at the top of the 3rd inning. That one flew over towards the first base side. In there, pops, bloops in there for a base hit as Cardi gets on with another single for today. 2 for 2 today, 2 singles. From a good start to his day. Now the Settlers hoping to turn that runner into a 2-out rally. So now it's going to be pitcher Luke Newman up at the plate. Tried to do it himself. He's doing it at the mound. Gave up that run, but now at the plate looking to get his run all the way back. 2 outs. First pitch was a little bit inside for a ball number 1. Ball number 1. As now they have a rundown going on. A pickoff attempt and a rundown. And they're going to try to get him down. Luke Filippi able to finish off the play, to finish off the inning. Luke Filippi, an amazing job. Able to pick off the runner who left a little bit early. That's going to do it for the top of the 3rd inning. Settlers unable to get the run back, and that leads to the Royals to get back on to the board. An opportunity for them to extend their lead in the bottom of the 3rd. You're listening to the Port Jeff Royals playoff baseball right here on the Royal Sports Network. And welcome back to Port Jeff Royals playoff baseball here against the Southold Settlers. Port Jeff able to take a 1-0 lead in the 2nd inning. And now in the bottom of the 3rd. Joey Roddick is going to start things off, the number 9 batter for the Port Jeff Royals. First time he's seen Luke Newman today. First pitch went low and outside for ball number 1. The second pitch this time went low and inside for ball number 2. Joey presents a different challenge to pitchers because the strike zone is a lot smaller than a lot of their players, so you have to pitch really really perfectly, and it's very easy to walk. Joey Ronica, like we're seeing right now, 3-0 count. Unable to find the strike zone is Luke Newman so far to Joey, but he's going to try and battle back here. 3-0 pitch in there. Ball number 4 for a walk. Oh, they thought it was a walk. I thought it was a little bit low, but the umpire, I guess, called that one a strike. It's now 3-1 the count. This time that one swung on and missed. 3-2 now the count. It's Luke Newman looking to battle all the way back for a 3-0 punch-out. That one right in the middle of the strike zone, able to foul it off is Joey. And Joey definitely wants to make his way on to first, because coming up on deck, Luke Filippi, Rory, and then Abby Rolfe for the next three that would come up after. Joey Aronica fouls off another one, having a really nice at-bat now. Challenging Newman to make his pitch. And that one, another pitch, another fastball, and another foul ball. Joey Aronica, once again, doing an amazing job fouling pitches off. 3-2 pitch, that time inside, but drops down for a single. Aronica getting on first base with a high fastball that he swung at, able to get a single out of it and put an early base runner on the top of the bottom of the third inning. And now Luke Filippi pitching today, and also the number one batter on this team, Luke Filippi, up at the plate. First pitch in to Filippi. That one downstairs for ball number 1. The 1-0 pitch. Newman looking over at Aronica at first. 1-0 coming in. That one low and outside for another ball, as the Yankees lost to a walk-off home run to the Orioles. Can't win them all, but if you're a fan of the Royals, you hope they're able to win this one. 2-0 count. 2-0 pitch coming in. Ground ball to third base. Chance for a double play as they're going to go for the out at second base. Able to get the out at second base. The fielder's choice for Luke Filippi in that at-bat. So now it's going to bring up now with a runner on first base. Luke Filippi, definitely a threat to steal bases. He's, I believe, he's close to 40 stolen bases on the regular season. I'm going to bring up the first baseman, Rory Rago. First pitch to him is going to be a ball as the sun subsides once again. Get more clouds. 1-0 pitch. There goes Luke. Throw comes in from the catcher. Not going to be in time. Throw. Ball gets into the outfield. Luke stumbles, so unable to get anywhere else. So now runner in scoring position for the Royals. A 1-1 count to Rago. 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Port Jeff Royals up 1-0, looking to tack on some insurance to their lead in this game. Once again, Roy Rago at the plate. They're going to try to pick him off at second base. Unable to, but definitely was a pretty good move back there and a good throw by Luke Newman. Going to try and keep Luke as close to that bag as possible. Do not want to have the threat of him stealing another base. This time the pitch is going to come in, bloop over towards the first base side. Seems like it's going to lay in foul territory to make the count Now 1-2. One out here. Luke Filippi at second base. Once again, you can see the middle infielders deep over there trying to keep Luke as close as possible. Luke not really paying too much attention to him. That pitch could be high and outside. Even up the count here at 2s. These are the type of situations in which the Royals need to take advantage of if they want to win in any game, are these runner and scoring positions. That ball gonna get towards the backstop. Luke Filippi easily gonna walk into there at third base. 3-2 count now, as that one is a little bit outside. With a 3-2 count, one out, one runner on third base. Another pass ball is an opportunity for the Royals to steal another run. That one's going to be belted towards the left fielder. That one gets over the left fielder's head. Luke Filippi's going to be in there safely at home. Rago in there at second base with a double. And the Royals take a 2-0 lead in the bottom of the third inning. That one belted right over the right fielder. Right fielder Harley Earl just played it a little bit too. He thought that ball was going to go in on him as the first pitch to Avi low for ball number 1. And Earl took that pivotal first step forward. Never want to do that, especially if you don't know if it's going to go in front of you or behind you. Took that first step forward. The ball ended up traveling a little bit farther than he thought. Went over his head, and Rago was in there safely, easily for the second, for his double. And Luke was probably going to score anyway, just based off of his speed. He's probably going to try and challenge the arm of the left fielder. As Abby's going to ground that one towards the first base side. That ball dies in the infield, and she's in there safely. And Rago's going to come in for the third run of the game, able to do so. Amazing base running. Abby Rolfe off of that throw towards home, able to get to second base. The Port Jeff Royals take a 3-0 lead, really taking advantage of this inning. You could hear the excitement from the Royals. And now Abby, after that infield single on the throw, moves over to second base. Still one out here in the bottom of the third inning, with now Kyle Erickson, the shortstop, with an opportunity to increase this lead once again with a runner in scoring position. Erickson, last time he was up, grounded into a fielder's choice. This time grounded over to the third base side. Third baseman checks the ball over and throws it over for the out at first base. Now making the situation a little bit more tough for the Royals, but it's not going to mean the inning is over for the Royals. It's now with Natty Mullen up at the plate, who reached on an error last time up at the plate. This time with a duck in the pond. Let's see what he's able to do. That pitch hung in there, but unable to capitalize on it as he fouled that one off towards the backstop. Start the count up 0-1. Now the 0-1 pitch, Luke Newman looking to stop the bleeding right here. Comes in, that one swung on and missed for strike number 2. Luke Newman, he needs this out right here. He cannot allow the Settlers to go down any more runs, because 3 runs, especially against Luke Filippi on the mound, it's not the amount that you want to give up, as Luke usually doesn't give up any. That ball, that time low right there. Now 1-2 the count to Natty Mullen. Luke Newman sets for the 1-2 pitch. He fires. That one outside. Fastball to make it 2-2. Even up the count. So again, if you're just tuning in, bottom of the 3rd inning here in Port Jeff. A playoff game against the Settlers of the Southold. Up 3-0 are the Port Jeff Royals early on in this one. That pitch swung on and missed. Strike 3 for Luke Newman's 2nd strikeout of the game. But the Port Jeff Royals able to put up 2 runs in the bottom half of the 3rd inning to increase their lead to 3-0. Port Jeff leaves a runner on second base with about 3 hits in the inning and has a 3-0 lead. You're listening to Port Jeff Royals Baseball right here on the Port Jeff Royals Sports Network. Into the 4th inning we go here at Port Jeff. Luke Filippi still on the mound for his 4th inning of action. So far he has 5 strikeouts, 2 walks, and 0 runs earned, as the Settlers now in the top of the 4th look to scratch back as they gave up 2 runs in the bottom of the 3rd. So far to the batter, Luke Newman. 2-0s, 2 high fastballs. So a struggle early on today for Luke Filippi. Seemed to battle back later on, as that one now inside, 3-0 count. Luke working really fast. The pitches are also coming in as balls. 3-0 pitch, as always, perfectly down the middle for a 3-1 count. I don't know what the psychology is behind that. Maybe that you know that the batter isn't really going to swing at it. That one drilled over to the shortstop, unable to make the play. The ball rolls into left field as Luke Newman trots in there for a single to give the Settlers a base runner to start off the 4th inning. Next is going to be Gavin Fredericks playing 3rd base today. First time up, he grounded out. Let's see if the Settlers go for a steal, and Luke prepped for that, goes for the slide step, but the pitch that he delivered was inside for a ball number 1. 1-0 count here. Second pitch, that one clipped the bottom of the zone. Even up the count 1-1 here. The situation, no out here in the top of the 4th. Kevin Fredericks up at the plate. Luke Newman over there at first base after his single. Curveball came in, got a swing and a miss. A really nice curveball from Luke Filippi there. That pitch grounded. It's again towards the shortstop. Erickson making a play over to first, and not in time. The umpire's going to deem him safe at first base. And the Settlers primed to get their runs back here in the top of the 4th inning. Infield singles, a slow dribbler towards the shortstop that just Erickson wasn't able to get to fast enough and wasn't able to deliver to first base fast enough. He delivered a nice strike at the end of the day, but just wasn't able to get the call. And Coach Rosen, I think, went over towards the umpire, challenged the call, wanted to talk to him about it. He thought that runner was definitely going to be out, but once again, the umpire deemed otherwise, and now the Settlers, once again, in position to score some runs here. First pitch isn't a problem here. They tried to throw back at first base, and both of the runners are going to be moving up as the ball went away. I'll explain the situation in a second, as Rosen's going to take a timeout, probably talk to his pitcher and his infield. And that was a crazy situation. So after the pitch came in, the runner on first base was caught in no man's land, and Natty Mullen tried to pick him back at first base, unable to as he threw the ball into right field. So both runners were able to move up. So now we have a situation second and third base with no outs in the top of the fourth inning. And the score is 3-0 in this ball game. The Royals able to put up 2 runs of their own in the bottom of the third, but now as we go into the top of the fourth, the Settlers are threatening to put up 2 runs as they have 2 runners in scoring position. And up at the plate was someone who had recent success in the form of walking against Luke Filippi was Dylan Newman. 2 singles so far for the Settlers have them in this situation as a curveball first pitch. Tried to get a first pitch back after that situation in there for a strike to make the count now 0-2. 0-2 pitch comes in. This time shoots the fastball. Dylan Newman able to foul it off, though, right to the backstop to keep the at-bat alive. Runners on second and third. Runner on third base, Luke Newman. Runner on second base is Gavin Fredericks. Batter up at the plate, Dylan Newman, who swings and misses at a high heater from Luke Filippi for his 6th strikeout of the day and the first out of the fourth inning. It's going to bring up Harley Orrell, the right fielder for the Settlers, as he's going to lay down a bunt as the run comes in. Tries to make the play towards first. Out at the plate. Not out at the plate. Safe at the plate. Out at first base. And the Settlers able to get 2 runs back of their own to make this game a 3-2 ball game. Another crazy sequence that ends up in the favor of the Settlers. Just to describe that one, Earl laid down a sac bunt as Luke Newman was stealing home plate to sacrifice squeeze. So he scored, and then as Luke threw to first base to get the out at first base, Gavin Fredericks came in to score. There was a tough call at the plate, but he was deemed safe by the umpire. Now with 2 outs in the inning, nobody actually on. As a ground ball, that's going to go back to Luke once again to finish off the inning. A crazy inning the top of the fourth was, but the Settlers able to get back 2 runs of their own on 2 hits. No runners left on, but they were able to score 2. Port Jeff Royals still lead 3-2 as we head to the bottom of the fourth inning. You're listening to Port Jeff Royals Baseball right here on the Royals Sports Network. And now we enter the bottom of the fourth inning as this game has gotten a little bit extra spicy as the Settlers of Southold able to get back 2 runs of their own to make this only a 1-run lead for the Port Jeff Royals. We are here 3-2 in the bottom of the fourth in Port Jefferson. And Denny Owens is going to be up to lead off the bottom of the fourth. Denny Owens rocking the number 5, always one of my more favorite numbers. So I like to see players wear numbers that I like. Always a good sign as the second pitch of the at-bat, that one's going to fall outside for a 1-1 count. That one grounded up the middle. It's going to be a tough play. Shortstop makes the play on his knees, unable to get the throw over as Danny Owens uses his speed to be safe for an infield single. That's going to put the Royals already in another prime position with another speedy leadoff guy at first base. An opportunity for him to maybe steal. It depends what the Royals decide to do in this situation. But in terms of batting, up next is the third baseman, Frankie Andriani, who's 0 for 1 today, or actually 0 for 0 because of the sac bunt in that bottom of the third, able to get that string of sack bunts as he's going to try and go for another one, but fouls it off into the backstop. Had Danny at first base trying to steal second, but he's going to make the trip all the way back, and let's see if they try and do that again. 0-1 after that popped foul bunt in the bottom of the fourth inning. The 0-1 pitch fired in. Another bunt that time. Tried to get it down the first base side, but it's just going to be foul down the first base side. Now Frankie with 2 strikes in the at-bat can't offer another bunt unless he really wants to be risky. Luke Newman on the mound still for the 4th inning of play as Danny is going to try and steal second in there safely at second base, but for the Royals, the 1 out is going to come through the strikeout as Frankie Andriani does fall to the strikeout, and Luke Newman is going to have his 3rd strikeout of the day. It's going to bring up Evan Raymond, the 8th grader. I don't know if you could hear the Baby Shark entrance song. That's the entrance song they give to all of the youngest kids on the team. And in this case, when you're in 8th grade playing in varsity playoff games, you definitely do deserve the Baby Shark situation as Luke Newman tried to just look back Danny Owens over there at second base. Nothing really too crazy. That pitch high upstairs, but Evan Raymond offered with a swing and missed on that one to make it now 0-1 count. 1 out here, man, on second base here in the bottom of the 4th inning. That one, strike number 2. And this has to be such a nerve-breaking situation for Evan Raymond here as, 8th grader in a varsity playoff game. As I believe that off-speed pitch was low for a ball. But just anything, just your heart's pumping, you got the sweat going. It's an incredible feeling, but just not a feeling that you want to have when you have to perform at a high level. As that one is ripped over towards left field or right field. That one's ripped over and over. What a shot! That one is just an amazing double. What a rip by Evan Raymond towards right field to bring in another run for the Port Jefferson Royals. I thought off the bat that one was ripped. I didn't know that it would go over the right fielder's head towards the wall. But nonetheless, the 8th grader absolutely delivers for the Port Jefferson Royals to give them a 4-2 lead in the bottom of the 4th. So Danny Owen able to get on to start the inning with a single, then moved over on a stolen base. And now, with that double by Evan Raymond, able to get home. Evan Raymond, I believe, is going to be replaced here as a pinch runner. It's going to be Kieran Laffey now taking over the running duties. He's definitely the faster option in this situation. And that pitch to Raymond that he was able to drill towards right field. Just a fastball, able to rip it, got ahead of it, got the barrel out in front. And it was just beautifully played. But now as everyone settles back down here, and poor Jeff, Joey Aronica is going to step up to the plate here. Kieran takes a lead off of Kieran Laffey, not Kieran Roberts. Kieran Laffey taking a lead off of second base. Luke Newman, that is, trying to, take him back again because Kieran, he takes generous leads. He's not one to really give up a lot of space because he has a lot of good speed as that one. First pitch to Joey, another foul ball. Joey, last time he was up, he dunked in a single to the right field and had a really good at-bat. He went up 3-0 in the count and then went back down 3-2, full count, fouled off about 3 pitches in a row, and able to dunk in that single. This time, a little bit of a different situation. He's going to start down 0-1. That one's going to be hit to the second baseman. He's going to be out at first base. But he does do a job. He was able to get that runner over from second base over to third. Not much in terms of scoring position purposes, and don't really have the option of a sac fly in this scenario. But it's going to be very interesting to see what Luke Filippi does in this at-bat to try and get in the 5th run for the Royals. First pitch coming in. It's going to be low for ball number 1. Definitely don't want to give any good pitches to hit to Luke Filippi in this situation, as he could even rip one out of here if he needed to. Kieran Laffey taking the lead off third. That pitch hits the outside corner for strike number 1. Really have the perfect vantage point here. Maybe could have been a little bit outside, but it did seem to clip back in. 1-1 count. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. That one a little bit inside with the off-speed pitch. Missed the grip on it a little bit was Luke Newman. Now 2-1 count here. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. One high upstairs, 3-1, and honestly, you might just want to walk him here. Might not even be the worst thing if you're the Settlers in this situation. Yeah, he could steal, try and get on second, but he'd definitely rather face anyone but Filippi, as that pitch was an absolute heater down the middle. Swung and missed was Luke Filippi. He knew he wants that pitch back. You could just tell by the way he's walking. Now 3-2 count, full count, big spot here in the game. Outside, but swung and missed for the strikeout in this game to bring him to 0 for 3 on the game. But the Royals do scratch across another run in the inning to bring their lead to 4-2 in this game. And now as we head into the 5th inning of action, Port Jeff Royals up 4-2. You're listening to Port Jeff Royals baseball right here on the Royals Sports Network. Now we head into the 5th inning. Right here in Port Jeff, in the top of the 5th, as the Settlers try to scratch across a couple more runs as they were able to do in the top of the 4th. And to start things off for the Settlers is going to be their number 9 batter, Connor Walensky, who fell victim to a strikeout in his last at-bat on a pitch that he didn't really think was a strike. He thought he had the walk, but it was called for strike number 3. Now in this at-bat, he's going to ground it over towards the pitcher. Luke Filippi, for the 3rd time in this game, able to get the out himself. First out of the at-bat, first out of the inning is committed, and now it's going to bring up the top of the order. Jack Sepinoski, who's been looking for some success in terms of getting a hit. He already walked earlier on in this game, and his first at-bat, the first at-bat of the game, he was able to walk and get on first base, but then popped out, and this one already had a foul ball, and that pitch in there for a strike. 0-2 now the count after a curveball dropped in there for strike number 2. The 0-2 pitch, fastball, gets fouled off first base side. You know, Luke Filippi, after striking out on the offensive side, looked to really get angry after it. He didn't really, as he uses that curveball. Uncle Charlie enters the building for strikeout number 7 on the day to Jack Sepinoski, bringing out Brandon Duffy. But as I was mentioning before, he's a little bit angry after striking out. You saw him visibly frustrated and started his warm-up pitches throwing one towards the backstop, and really just calmed down after that. It's just all about taking that deep breath and really settling in and realizing that, hey, at the end of the day, if the team wins, you win, and not the opposite way around. Second pitch to Duffy. Swung on and missed to make the count 1-1 now. 2 outs here in the top of the the 5th, sorry. Swing and miss to strike 2 to Brendan Duffy. Nobody on. So Luke Filippi looks to get back, and strike number 3. Ball does hit the ground. Gonna have to throw to first. Unable to make the play is Rago at first base. So even though it does go in as a strikeout, it'll be his 8th strikeout, Luke Filippi's 8th strikeout of the game. It will still be a runner on first base, and the inning will still continue, and those are the outs that are frustrating for a pitcher. You got the strikeout, got him to swing and miss on a good breaking pitch, but that play just was unable to be made. His first pitch now to the number 3 batter, Tom Carty, who's already 2 for 2 in this game with 2 singles. Takes ball number 1 to start off the at-bat. Second pitch, fastball in there, strike number 1 to even up the count at 1-1. Luke Filippi really going for a shutdown inning here. Next pitch, that one grounded. This time towards the shortstop, trying to make the play, unable to, as Rago had to get off the bag on that throw, which means I'm going to score it as an error because of the bad throw by Kyle Erickson. But after a strikeout that goes over, and he gets on first base after a pass ball, and then an error that brings in another runner, first and second situation, top of the 5th inning, the Settlers are threatening once again here with 2 outs to score some more runs. First pitch now to the new batter, Luke Newman, who last time up was able to get himself on with a single and then ended up coming around and scoring. Now with a chance for an RBI situation with a runner on second base. Second pitch in there for strike number 2. I think Luke thought maybe it would have been a little bit low. The umpire called it in there for strike number 2. 0-2 count now to Luke Newman. Situation is as stands. Runners on first and second. 2 outs in the top of the 5th. Curveball doesn't drop in there. Natty Mullen thought it would have. A little bit high and outside. Doesn't get the call, strike 3. So now with a 1-2 count. Luke Filippi trying to end the inning right here. Does it on the high cheese. Luke Newman swings right through it, right under it, for Luke Filippi's 9th strikeout of the game, and keeps the score at 4-2. As we head towards the bottom of the 5th inning, your Port Jeff Royals up 4-2 in this playoff game. You're listening to Port Jeff Royals Varsity Baseball right here on the Royal Sports Network. Heading into the bottom of the 5th inning here in Port Jeff. Port Jeff Royals currently leading the Southold Settlers at a score of 4-2. Up first for the Port Jeff Royals going to be Roy Rago in the game so far with a huge double his last time up. Looking to replicate his success in this at-bat as the first pitch from, once again, Luke Newman. It's going to be low for ball number 1. Second pitch low once again. So Roy already up 2-0 in this count. Now, when you're in this situation, definitely just want to look for your pitch. You got to be super selective. 2-0. You let something bad just go by. Don't worry about it. 2-0 pitch coming in. At 1 high upstairs for 3-0 count now. Now 3-0 takes obviously has to be on. That pitch upstairs doesn't get called. 4-0 count and a walk for Rory Rago. Roy so far in this game 1 for 2 with a walk. Really doing well so far, but now with Abby Rolfe up at the plate, she's having a really good game as well as 2 for 2 with 2 singles. In this one is Abby Rolfe, the left fielder. Paramount in these situations for Luke Newman to not allow any more runs. Only down by 2. This is definitely a reachable, feasible game. Already seen 2 runs come across. So 2 more runs could definitely come across for the Settlers as they try to pick off Rago at first base. Not going to be able to do so, but definitely keeping him close. Not gonna allow him to be comfortable to steal. Don't want to have another runner in scoring position. It's now 0-1 count. Rago's going to run. He's going to be in there safe at second base. Abby going to be thrown out at first, but the runner does get into scoring position, so the damage on one case is done because able to get a runner in scoring position. Abby Rolfe does the job. On the other side, 1 out does come across. It's going to bring up number 3, Kyle Erickson. Once again, today hasn't been too successful. 0 for 2 in this game. So we have to see now the runner in scoring position. How do they attack this situation? Do they go with another bunt? Do they go with another steal? As that one's flown over towards the right fielder, is he able to make the catch? They're going to say he made the catch over in right field for the second out of the inning, and that was an impressive play by the right fielder, Harley Earl. And earlier on in the game, I forgot what double it was. I think it was on Rago's double. I mentioned that it was right. I said right field, but I should have said left field. Left field that Rago hit his first double to. I know it was a while ago, but anytime I can check myself, I will check myself. Because if I don't check myself, then other people have to do it. And I'd rather myself do it than other people. Just makes me feel more accomplished, you know. But as is life, as Natty Mullins steps onto the plate. First pitch fouled off into the force towards the first base side, out of play. Starting his at-bat, 0-1. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. 1 runner on second base. It's going to be Roy Rago. Next pitch upstairs. Sign upstairs. And in. It's going to have a 1-1 count now. Luke Newman still on the mound. Probably, maybe a reliever comes in next inning. You'd have to assume pitch count has got to be getting up there. Is that one grounded foul towards the Port Jeff dugout? Now a 1-2 count, 2 strikes, and 2 outs in the inning. Natty with a chance to get an RBI to extend this lead. All he needs is a single. Rago will do the rest of the work. That pitch inside hits the middle corner, hits the inside corner for strike three to end the inning. So the Royals do strand a runner on second base in scoring position. No runs come across for the Royals. And here, as we enter the sixth inning of work, Port Jeff Royals still lead 4-2 as the Settlers now in the top of the sixth look to get those runs back and tie this ball game. You're listening to the Port Jeff Varsity Baseball here on the Royal Sports Network. Welcome back into the top of the sixth here at Port Jeff High School. First pitch to Gavin Fredericks, going to be grounded to Kyle Erickson. Going to try and fire over to first to get the first out of the inning, and he's able to do so. One pitch on the off speed, able to get one out. That's efficiency at its finest from Luke Filippi. It's going to bring up now Dylan Newman, who walked in this game earlier. First pitch, again, going for that off-speed swings. Had tried to check his swing, but he did offer, did say the umpire. But in this game, Dylan Newman 0 for 1, and now it's going to pop one foul towards the first base side. Rago does get under it for the second out of the inning. 3 pitches in this inning for Filippi, 2 outs so far. It's going to bring up Harley Earl earlier on in this game did have a sac bunt in this game that brought in a run. First pitch to Earl, another first pitch curveball that drops in there. Honestly, these are better hitters. These are probably getting hit because that curveball does seem to be hanging just a little bit, but been effective so far, so why not keep using it? 0-1 count turned to 0-2 on that high fastball, swung and missed. That one's going to be a little bit outside, maybe a little bit high as well. Makes it a 1-2 count. Luke working fast, going for the curveball again. This time doesn't finish the pitch, slips a bit out on him. And now go from an 0-2 count to a 2-2. Luke still working fast, going for that pitch outside, but does get the outside corner for strike number 3 to end the inning. Luke Filippi now marked that 10 strikeouts in the game for Luke Filippi. Double digits is always a good place to be. Finishes the top of the 6th inning. No runs, no hits, no runners left on. As now we head to the bottom of the 6th inning, in which the Royals try to tack on any more insurance runs that they can. You're listening to the Port Jeff Royals Varsity Baseball right here on the Royals Sports Network. And as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning, the Royals are up 4-2 in this playoff game. As the first pitch from Danny Owens gets fouled right back towards us. To start off the count, 0-1.
Let's go, Dad.
Luke Newman still on the mound so far. 4 strikeouts for Newman in this game. And 1 walk. So doing a really good job is Newman of not throwing a lot of balls. He's been throwing a lot of strikes. The problem is that these Port Jeff Royals hitters have been hitting him. And that one, 3 pitches, 3 strikes, clips the outside corner, that exact pitch in which Luke Filippi ended the last inning on to get his 5th strikeout of the game and the first out of the bottom of the 6th inning. Now, it's going to bring up Frankie Andriani, who is another perfectly sac bunt on one, and that pitch, it's going to go right back towards the pitcher. It's going to ricochet off of him. He's going to be safe in there at first base, as they were unable to throw the ball back, and just got to make sure he's okay. Got to make sure he's okay, but Frankie Andriani over there at first base safely, as the catcher's just going to give his pitcher time to recuperate himself. But it's going to bring up, once again, for the 3rd time today, Evan Raymond, who in his last at-bat had a shot over towards the right field wall, able to get in a double that brought in Danny Owen. This time, now with Frankie over there at first base, he's going to try and get himself on once again here in the 6th inning. First pitch to him, and therefore a first pitch strike. Frankie's going to go for the steal. Throw coming in. Safe at second base is Frankie Andriani. But back at the plate, we have an 0-2 count here. And Luke Newman's definitely going to go for the strikeout here. Pitch coming in. That time low, bouncing on the plate. Next pitch now from Newman. That one's high upstairs to make it now a 1-2 count. They have a runner on second base, Frankie Andriani, after he got out on a single. One out here in the bottom of the 6th. That pitch outside, that's one's going to go toward the dugout of the Port Jeff Royals. So I think the count's now 2-2, or did he walk? I believe Evan walked there. Evan Raymond now with a walk in this one. It's going to bring up Joey Aronica here. The scoreboard went out on us here at Port Jefferson High School, which is unfortunate. Now I'm going to have to do things by hand. Here, marking balls and strikes. Should be fun. First pitch to Joey, swung on and missed. I got 0-1 to start. Joey taking his signs over at the coach. Touches the helmet to let him know that he received the information. Now back into the box. Runners on first and third base here. One out. In the top of the 6th, they go for the third to first move. Didn't get anybody with it. Southold Settlers just getting their defensive alignment from their coach, who on a possibility of a little bunt play. I'm not 100% sure if the Royals are going for a bunt on this play. Oh, bunt does go down, and that one right foul. But now there's 2 strikes in this at-bat, so you're not going to see him, probably not going to see him go for another one here. A 2-strike count on Joey Aronica. Pitch comes in. That one a little bit too outside to bring a ball in this count. I believe it's 1-2 now. It's again here at the high school, Port Jeff Royals. The scoreboard did go out on us, and that's swinging through strike number 3. For the second out of the inning, and also Luke Newman's 6th strikeout of the game. So Newman, although giving up all these runs, having an alright game. Can't really complain too much from the ace for the Settlers, but talking about someone who also has not had a good game at the plate, at least, Luke Filippi 0 for 3 today. Definitely not something you usually see from Luke Filippi in this season. Once again, the playoffs is such a different beast and such a different animal. Luke Newman now throwing to Luke Filippi. Pitcher versus pitcher duel in this at-bat. Bottom of the sixth. They go for a first to third this time, but they get a balk, which is going to bring in a run, makes Luke's job a lot easier as the fifth run of the inning comes in. Make it a 5-2 game now in favor of the Port Jeff. Walk from Luke Newman brought in the runner from third base. Again, it makes the job way easier for Luke Filippi, as now they intentionally walk Luke Filippi. Probably the smart play. You'd rather get Rory Rago throwing the ball than Luke Filippi, but Luke Filippi definitely is not going to be pleased with that one after his 0 for 3 game continues from the plate after that walk, but at least he does get on first base.
Hey, let's go, Rory!
It's going to bring up Rago,
Good eye.
who in this game is
Here we go. Get that
1
hit,
for
get that
2.
mic back.
They're 1 for 2 with a strikeout, a double, and a walk in this game. As the umpire telling the fans. Tells the fans to move out of the way. Had some fans next to me. They get told to go back to their side. That pitch to Rago, ripped over. See if they got him at second. They did get him at second for the third out of the inning, but the Royals able to cash in another run in this game to make it a 5-2 ball game in favor of the Royals. We head to the top of the 7th inning. Once again, 5-2. Port Jeff Royals lead. You're listening to Port Jeff Royals Varsity Baseball right here on the Royals Sports Network. And here we go. Top of the 7th inning. One more chance. Ooh, first pitch meets the backstop right over here. Last chance for the Settlers to get back into this ball game. Top of the 7th inning as Luke Filippi goes for yet another complete game. 2 balls, 2 pitches. Get a 2-0 count to the first batter, Danny Cartzellos. That one finally gonna hit the strike zone with that pitch. Get 2-1, battles all the way back as Luke Filippi. Now 2-2 count, evens things up. Looking for the strikeout as he works effectively super quick as time does get called. Good play by the batter, not allowing Luke Filippi to get in too much of a zone, but Filippi already throwing. The 2-2 pitch to get the first out of the top of the 7th inning on some high heat, which is marks strikeout number 11 for Luke Filippi. He's going to bring up the number 9 batter, Connor Walensky, looking to make his mark on this game. Is so far 0 for 2. With a strikeout and a ground out. Now, with his spot in the top of the 7th inning. The scoreboard's back. That's at least some sort of a good sign, I guess.
Hey, good eye, good eye. Hey, Connor!
Top of the 7th inning, 1 out already, and a 1-1 count in there for strike number 2. The blue calling that one a strike. Thought it was a little bit down low, but another ball is going to come in. It counts 2-2. A 2-2 pitch comes in. That one fouled towards the third base side, excuse me. Right over the fence of the dugout here at Port Jeff High School. 2-2 once again. That time went for the high heat again. No offer from Connor Walensky. Now making a count, a 3-2 count. 3-2 pitch coming in. That one called in for strike number. for the second out in the inning. So strikeout number 12 for Luke Filippi. And now, if he's going to want to get this final out, he's going to have to do it against the leadoff batter, the guy who started off today, Jack Stepanowski. It's a batter that started the game off with a walk against Luke Filippi, and starting off this at-bat with a first pitch ball. Second pitch coming in, fouled off, and right over here, and right over behind me here, right behind the backstop. And as we accustomedly do in these scenarios, just making sure the umpire's good, giving him some time to take a little bit of a walk, especially after a ball gets fouled off of his shoulder pads. But now 1-1 count. 2 outs here. Goes for the curveball. Connects on the outside corner for strike number 2. And the Settlers are down to their final strike. Luke Filippi not going to take his time. Going to immediately go for the pitch. That one rounded over the first base side. Chance to end it all. And that's the ball game. Royals able to win this game. Luke Filippi, complete game in the playoffs, able to get things done. Port Jeff Royals win by a final score of 5-2 as they head towards the county championships. Royals, great win for themselves. You hear the fans, you see the team all congratulating each other, doing an amazing job as the Port Jeff Royals were able to take the victory in the Class C. So let's just go over the totals from the game. The starting pitcher, Luke Filippi, in this game, able to get 12 strikeouts, 2 walks in this one. Luke Filippi from the plate, 0 for 3 with a walk down the line. Rago, able to get a huge double in this one that led to a run. Also had a walk in this game as well. He finished off his day 1 for 3. Abby Rolfe, 2 for 3 in the ball game. 2 singles and a ground out. Kyle Erickson, unable to get on. He did get on base, but unable to get a hit in this ball game. 0 for 3, got on base on a fielder's choice. Natty Mullen 0 for 3 as well. 2 Ks and an error that led to him getting on base. Danny Owen with a sac bunt, a single, and a K in this game. Frankie Andriani, another sac bunt, a K, and a single in this game as well. And then Evan Raymond, a huge hit, a huge double towards the right field for him to get a 1-2 game after he walked as well. And closing out the lineup for the Port Jeff Royals, Frankie Aronica was 1 for 3 in this ball game with a single, a ground out, and a strikeout of his own. Looking at the Southold Settlers, 3 walks of his own. Jack Stepanowski, the leadoff hitter, able to get on base once with a walk, but was 0 for 2 in the ball game. Brendan Duffy, 0 for 3 in the ball game with a flyout and 2 strikeouts. Tom Carty, 2 for 3 in the ball game with 2 singles and an error. The top performer on the offense for the Southold Settlers for sure. Luke Newman, the pitcher, and also the cleanup batter for the Southold Settlers, 1 for 3 in this ball game with a single of his own. Coming in the 4th inning. That 4th inning was the inning that the Southold was able to score their 2 runs, and Luke Newman was one of the runners that was scored. The other runner that scored was Gavin Fredericks, right under him, who in this game went 1 for 3 with 2 groundouts and a single. Dylan Newman in this game 0 for 2 with a walk. Harley Earl finished off his game 0 for 2 with 2 Ks and a sac bunt. Danny Cartsellos, 0 for 3 in the ball game, 2 strikeouts and a ground out. And Connor Walensky rounds out the South Settlers 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a ground out. Once again, the Port Jeff Royals are able to take this game 5-2